My daughter and I started binging American Horror Story season 7 today. I started watching it with my son last week, and I watched 5 episodes, I think. Watched like 2 or 3 with him, and then watched a few by myself. And then today, my daughter and I binged it because she hadn't seen any of it, so we started one at 7:01. I think it's how they number them. So we started the first one, and I said, "You've got to get past the first 10 minutes because it's really cheesy. It's real. I mean, not the good kind of cheesy. It's silly. It's ridiculous." And something occurred to me as we were watching it because she was like, We almost stopped watching. I was like, "I get tired of this." No, once what happens now, I mean, it gets you kind of roped in a little bit. We watched the first, almost all of the 6th episode. Um, she just had to go home, so but we watched almost 6 of them today, and there are 11 episodes, so we're about halfway through, a little bit over halfway through, and I realized all the way through when we were watching these, it's really bad writing. It's really cheesy. And see, this is okay. This is something that relates to my writing as reviewed in Nevermore. Recently they've been telling me I've learned a lot of things about writing, storytelling in general. Because I'm not a big reader. I haven't since high school been a big reader. And I haven't really been that into TV either. But I could because it's about storytelling. It's not about it's although books and TV are a different medium, they're kind of similar in that they both rely on storytelling. In American Horror Story this season, I haven't watched the other seasons all the way through. I don't really know, but this season it's like, and I don't know for a fact if it's written by like a group, written by a committee, but that's what it seems like because it's all these different styles. It's like it'll have a really good scene, but they don't flow together very good, and you're like, that would never happen. Some of it's really unrealistic, and it's like some of it's really well written, like one scene, and then you're like, that character shouldn't be that way because it's not well thought out. Like, okay, I'm gonna apply this to my own writing of like Globic Tales because it's the biggest creation I have. It's like not being really familiar with the character, and the characters have come alive to me in a lot of ways, but I don't know, would they really do such and such? Would they really? I mean, it's like you got to do the character sketch. That's what it's called, where you do all this stuff to know about the character before you actually put them in the story. And you don't have to put all the background into a story, but you have to know where they come from. Know what's their motivation for life. Why are they doing certain things? And is it realistic for them to do this? Okay, it's really vague, I think, probably. It comes across as very vague, but it really applies because the characters in American Horror Story, you're like, Allie and Ivy are married and it's a really romantic relationship, and then all of a sudden they have a fight, and then they have a really romantic dinner. I'm like, wait. They didn't really have a makeup period. It was just like all of a sudden things better. I mean, that was kind of odd. And the revelation we get later, one of the revelations we get later, no spoilers. I'm not going to give spoilers out because I think it's worth a watch. It's silly, so tongue in cheek, but it's also really gory and some of it's pretty suspenseful and there's kind of a mystery going on. Like, oh, I understand why such and such. You get to pick up on clues throughout. But and I think this analysis of storytelling is something I'm going to do more of. Look at shows that I watch more critically. Why do I enjoy Star Trek? And a lot of them I really, I think they're fun. I think a lot of episodes are kind of not great storytelling. Because it's fanfic on the small screen. A lot of people because there might be one person or two or three people in one episode, but many of the people who write the episodes are just like fans of the show, or they've just read about the characters, and it's like an individual episode might be good storytelling, but it might not fit with the other ones because the writers don't have a really clear picture of what the character, who the character is. So, I mean, so that's the kind of thing I need to look at. How they tell the story, how they build their characters. It's really crafty. Storytelling is a craft, and not one that I've studied as much as I should, because I really do have to start studying things in order to write or speak definitively on subjects. I'm gonna have to start really studying and figuring out what I'm gonna say, what I'm gonna write, because there's a lot out there that I want to say stuff, but just saying stuff random like that, like I just now did, it's not going to get me far in the world. But I have that critical thinking ability, and I can write. So yeah, potentially.